What's good? It's DJ Santa with Digiwaxx Media. I'm here in Harlem. My boy Esso, man. How you doing?
It's good.
Chilling?
What's going on, man?
Thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate it a lot.
It's been a long time coming, so it's finally here.
Let's get into it. So, for those not familiar about you, let's tell me your history. How you got in the game?
Basically, like, first, like, I used to write when I was younger, but I never really took it seriously. It was like a hobby. You know, from there, I went to school. Me and my man had a radio show, and like we had a 3-hour show. Like the whole last hour of our show, we would just wild out, freestyle, whatever, just have fun with it. So that's where I really started, like just having fun, like rhyming. We would do that every week. So one night, my man out there was the Sony rep for like the whole Michigan, Illinois area, or whatever. He came to the show. He brought his man who was a producer, and he wasn't producing rap at the time, but he wanted to get into it. So he brought him through, like he came, he saw us spit, and it's funny because this kid, Buff One, I don't know if you heard of Buff or whatever, but he's a dude from Michigan also, and he had a team back then called Athletic Mike League. They came to our show as the guests for the night, and so of course we let them freestyle or whatever. So we was like going back and forth with them. I guess he took something I said like I was coming at him, so he wanted to come back at me. So we ended up having like a little battle. Shit is semi-legendary if you know anyone that was at Michigan between like, I would say like 2000, 99, 2000, 2001, like niggas know, like that tape is somewhere. But basically, I hate to do it to you, but Buff, you know what it is. I killed him. So I killed him, they left the studio. We went in again, because I had killed him just that badly that we was talking about it afterwards. He came back, and then I killed him again.
Twice in one.
And then after that, my man was like, yo, whenever you want to come by the house, or you know, we could work on some music or whatever. He was the first person that ever really took me into a studio, and that was Disco D. So when I came, then I left Michigan. I was playing baseball in college, so I was like, I walked on at Michigan, second base. So I walked on in Michigan, but like I was like sitting on the bench. I didn't want to be sitting on the bench, so I transferred. Went to Howard. I was starting there. So when I went to Howard, music was just on hold. Like I completely stopped. You know what I'm saying? Then I left. I graduated Howard, came back to New York, and disco had gotten a little bit deeper in the production thing. So he was like, look. Like I had no intentions of doing music. I was like, I had a good job and all that. Like I could be making 100,000 right now if I'd never been doing music. But he was like, listen, man, if you want to come by the studio, you know, see what we're doing. You know, eventually, if you want to come and work for me, I can pay you what you're making. So all right, that sounds good. You know. So I ended up leaving my job. I was working at an ad agency, and me and him just started rocking out. And then like maybe, I want to say like a year and a half later, dude ended up taking his life, you know, and that was about 2 years ago. 2 years ago last week, you know. So that was kind of crazy, but I mean, from there I started doing my own thing, hitting open mics, hitting the showcases, just getting my stage game on, because I figured if people like what I'm doing when I'm performing, then I'm doing something right, you know. And I started getting wild love on that underground circuit, you know, like from the smallest of small places where it was like nothing but the people that was performing there, that was the crowd, you know. From there to doing a bunch of different shows, to winning a couple different showcases, to now coming back and doing those showcases as a featured artist. So like I really grinded from the ground up, you know. So and then I ended up my manager at the time was managing another artist, and he had a publicist for her. He brought the publicist to one of my shows. After the show, the publicist was like, yo, this kid is crazy, I want to introduce you to my man, he might be able to help y'all out. That turned out to be Sycamore. So we sat down, I had like 20 songs. I recorded in my crib. Like I didn't even really have like studio time, nothing like that. I was just recording in my crib. I took the songs we did in the house, and it was like, they rough, but like, yo, like I see where you're going with it, you know, like. And he gave me the illest compliment probably to this day. He was like, yo, you remind me of like what a Nas would sound like if Nas was from Harlem. Like he said that, that's word to me. You can ask him to this day. And from there, we put together the first mixtape, Esso Centric, that won Mixtape of the Year at Underground Music Awards. Second one was Esso Obama. I called Obama early. That was like, I put that out in March of 2007. So that was like right about when he declared that he was like gonna think about running. He hadn't even got in the campaign yet, so I called that super early. And then third joint was E3 E-Day. That came out about 7 months ago now. It came out in like May. Did the video for Anti-Backpack, stirred up a lot of controversy. And from there, but that was the good thing about that video. That was like my entrance to the blogs, you know. And from there, I just developed relationships with the blogs to the point where now, like, I could record something in my house right now, mix it down, send it out, and I know like 2 dope boys are gonna throw it up on Smash, and gonna throw it up now, right? Like, you know, and I appreciate the love. Like, the whole New Music Cartel hold me down. Crazy.
The biggest bloggers right now. The Jazz One.
Yeah. That whole team, man. So shout outs to y'all, man.
Get you everywhere.
Yeah.